happy Sunday. I hope that you got to go to church today. I hope you received a wonderful, powerful word that will fuel you through this week, that will carry you through and just give you the zeal to keep going. But it is me, Abigail, back with another one for you. And so today we're going to be getting into some stuff. So hide the kids, right? This one's for the grown folks. And so today we're going to be talking about spotting during pregnancy. So I'll wait for the kids to leave the room. Perfect. So spotting during pregnancy, what is it? When should we freak out? When should we get the doctors involved? The works. And so what is spotting? Essentially, it is a vaginal bleeding that occurs while pregnant, right? And so when you think about bleeding during pregnancy, no one wants to experience it. Nobody wants to see blood when they're pregnant, right? Because at that point, all the alarms in our heads are going on, all the freak out and everything is going on in our head. Are we safe? Is baby okay? And so today, thanks to Dr. Google, I'm going to go over some of the reasons for spotting because I know when I was spotting, I was freaking out and I wasn't really given much clarity or understanding. Just more so, it's normal, it happens, just monitor it. So don't get me wrong, I am thankful that my doctors were cool, calm, and collected about it, right? But being told just to monitor it didn't really give me peace, right? And so one of the things that I'm actually thankful for is I was able to sit down with a close friend of mine and just have that conversation or just open and be honest. Like, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through. And she was able to encourage me and say, hey, like I too experienced spotting, when I had my first. And, I think she was saying that hers was a little bit more heavier, right? And so it kind of helped to bring that peace in that moment. I mean, I still was like freaking out because I'm like, okay, take it easy. I want to make sure everything is good. But it still brought that peace, right? And that her expressing that and going through that, it brought that peace that I needed to know, to have in that moment to keep going. And so let's get into it, right? Now, as I share some of these points, if you are at any point during your pregnancy experiencing this, always, always, always check with your doctor. Let your doctor know what is going on with you, right? They're able to monitor it. They're able to monitor you, baby, and they know exactly what they're looking for, right? And so after doing a little bit of research, nothing crazy, I did come across like some of the reasons that spotting occurs. Some of them more severe than other, of course. And so the first one is implantation bleeding. And so what that really is, it's just light spotting that occurs when fertile egg implants in uterus, right? So usually around the time you would expect your regular cycle, it will come. So it's like, okay, so that's what that is, right? So that one, pretty light, usually lasts about a couple hours up to 2 days is what the research said, right? And the next one is hormonal changes, right? And so the body is changing and adapted to the hormones being produced. This can last up to the second trimester, which apparently it cuts off around that time is because that's around the time where the placenta starts to take over and really be in charge of those hormone production. And so that could be a cause for that. The next we have is cervical irritation. And so an increase in blood flow and a sensitivity to the cervix from pregnancy hormones, this can cause it to be more sensitive and prone to bleed. And so, because of its sensitivity, if you're doing a simple thing as like a vaginal examination, that could cause that. If you're having intercourse, that could cause that, right? Any strenuous physical activity, as slight as a bowel movement, or as extreme as heavy lifting or something like that. Any strain can cause it. Any infections can also cause this, and some cause can be due to like benign growths as well. So different things can cause that to occur. And I think based off this one, I think this one, I didn't they didn't say how long this one typically lasts, but yes, I think that's also up to the second trimester as well. I'm not 100% sure. And so another one is just problems with your placenta, which I think my placenta was trying to take me out, but that's a different story for a different day. And I don't think it had anything to do with my spotting either. And then we also have here ectopic pregnancy, and this is where implantation of the fertile egg is outside of the uterus. So typically on the fallopian tube is more common. And so if that ruptures, it can cause bleeding. Now, if you have an ectopic pregnancy, again, this is something with any of these, I recommend seeing your doctor right away if you're experiencing this. But I know that with ectopic pregnancy, this is like, an emergency. Go see your doctor, just to make sure that you are good, baby is good, because any of those things can lead to, which the next one is a miscarriage, right? Which if you're a mama and you've experienced miscarriage, or if you're currently experiencing, my prayer is with you, because I know it's not something easy to go through. Because for me, the minute I know that I heard my baby's heartbeat, like I instantly fell in love. So I can't imagine going through that and hearing that beat so early, and I'm like, wow, how is it so powerful and so strong so early, and then being told, it's no more, right? So all of these are reasons why you could experience spotting, or just that bleeding. And I recommend, again, um, go see your doctor, let them reassure you, let them explain things to you and give you further instructions on how to go about, and again, most of these occur during the first trimester. But again, regardless of this, consult your doctor. I recommend also taking it easy, getting your rest, giving yourself that mental break. I know when I was spotting, man, it felt like, wow, I can't even do this thing right. I can't even make this baby right. But to God be the glory. My baby boy was healthy. He was covered on the blood. And so no matter, what arrows were thrown my way, they never touched my son. And I'm very thankful for that. And so, um, that's all I have. But I do want to leave an encouragement. And my encouragement is to the moms who might not have the best experience right now. This too shall pass, right? And just continue to speak life over your little one. You are carrying something beautiful and anointed, who has grace and favor of God, and he or she has all this, right? And the enemy is not a fan of that, right? And so just continue to be in prayer. If you have a partner, have them to pray over you, have them to pray with you, have them to cover you in prayer. And so I want to thank you guys so much for joining us today. I love you guys. I think my little one is calling now because I can hear him. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow. Bye.